festival. Time flies. This house. It's so old, I think it will fall down any day. But my grandpa says it's a good house with good memories. Grandpa mostly stays inside, but he likes to come out in the morning and watch the sunrise. He says each day brings a new opportunity. I come out to sit on the front step and play Minecraft on my iPad. I can build anything I want in my own world. Grandpa said he built this house with his own hands, before they had iPads and online apps. He had to use tools and some elbow grease to lay a foundation and frame up the structure. I told Grandpa my app had tools, but I selected them with my fingers on a touch screen. And then I made things using my imagination. Grandpa says I could use my imagination to plan a nice house for myself using my app. I asked Grandpa if he could help me build it, and he said he would. It was his dream. Grandpa and I working together. That would be fun.
Kids from the block, the big fight.
Ooh. Ah. What a beautiful day.
Hey,
Oops.
I'm gonna knock your block off.
What'd you do that for? I'll teach you not to mess with me. I'm gonna kick your butt.
That was my leg you just broke. I'll get you back for that. I'll show you.
How do you think you're gonna do that? Your head isn't in the right place. I'll just kick some sense into you with my other leg. Take this,
Ow!
and this,
Ow!
and this!
Ow! Will you please stop kicking my head?
Huh? Who are you?
He's the one that started it.
It was an accident. I'm sorry.
An accident, he says. Ha! I'll see you in court, buddy.
How are you gonna get there?
I don't know. I don't know. Say, is this your leg over here by my head?
Yes,
Could you kick me onto that body over there?
yes, I think so.
Thanks.
If I can just get my head on straight, maybe I can help you too. I think maybe I can kick your legs and arm back to you. Let me try.
Gee, thanks. That was very nice of both of you. I think I can get your leg back, and my other arm.
Now, how about you? Let me get your head back on your body. Here.
Thanks.
Now, if you'll just push those legs over here.
Okay.
Thanks. I feel much better.
Yes, I'm feeling good myself.
Me too. What was wrong with us before?
I don't know. Maybe we just weren't thinking right.
It's a beautiful morning. I think we should all go for a walk together.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yes, I agree. Let's go.
Oh, won't you walk along this path with me? And as we walk, then we both soon will see that we can talk. And as we talk, we will be on a road to greater unity.
Rocky on Treasure Island.
There's an island out there. I want to see what's on it.
Might be treasure there. Islands are usually where pirates bury their treasure. Arg, arg!
I'm bringing this metal detector thingamabob.
I'll help you dig if you split the treasure with me.
Deal. Yo ho ho and a chest full of treasure.
Arg!
We would get to the island a lot quicker if you two would help me paddle.
I've got to keep a hold on my metal detector thingamabob, or we won't find any treasure.
And I don't have any arms to spare, just legs. It's all I can do to just keep my balance here standing on this log.
Arg! You two are something else. What if there's no treasure on that island?
There has to be treasure on that island. Why would we be going out there if there wasn't any treasure out there?
Arg!
Well, we're here on the island, and the beach is beautiful.
Arg! Arg! Arg!
A perfect place to find buried treasure.
Arg!
A wonderful day has greeted us here on this distant beach. Say, look at these rocks.
Arg! Arg!
A secret message in the sand. I knew it. Welcome. It means we are welcome to the treasure on the island, if we can find it. Let me get this metal detector thingamabob started. We're going to find the treasure any minute. I can feel it. Treasure. 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 Treasure.
Arg!
Hey, now look at these rocks.
Another message. A clue to the treasure?
Arg!
Enjoy. It means we are to enjoy the treasure once we find it.
Arg!
We'll find it soon.
Arg! Arg!
Well, what do you suppose this means?
Arg!
It must mean this is the place where the treasure is.
Arg!
Start digging.
Arg! Arg!
I don't know about you two, but I'm just going to sit down here and enjoy this place.
Okay, I need to rest. Running around and doing all this digging is tiring, but we'll find the treasure soon.
Arg!
Wait a minute. Stop and think about all the messages we found since we came to this island.
Okay. Welcome.
Enjoy.
This place!
It all points to treasure.
Arg!
Maybe. Let's put them all together. Welcome. Enjoy this place.
What?
Well, if you stop and think about it, the beauty of us all coming together for a trip here and sharing time in this place today is something to treasure.
You mean, no treasure buried in the sand?
Maybe not.
Just us sharing this moment?
Yes, that's something to treasure.
Arg! Arg!
The fish who was afraid of the water. The Fish who live near you probably spend a lot of their time in a very wet place. You may even find large schools of them in a lake or pond. They like the water very much and look forward to swimming in it with friends after their schools have let out for the day. The only fish that you could not find swimming among the others would be Filbert. Filbert had a very unusual problem. It was unusual for a fish, that is. Filbert was afraid of the water. He lived by himself on a little island in the middle of Lake Puddlesworth and never went near its wet waters. Filbert often looked out over the waters of Lake Puddlesworth from the bedroom window of his little house. Each morning he watched as daylight danced across the waves. Each evening he waited for the sun's setting colors to melt into the distant ripples. The waters of Lake Puddlesworth looked so pleasant, but seemed so mysterious. Filbert did not know what lay beneath them. Filbert also did not know how to swim, and the things that Filbert did not know made him very fearful. This was how Filbert became afraid of the water. On some nights after the sun had melted into the distant ripples of Lake Puddlesworth, Filbert would lay in his bed dreaming about his fears and fearing his dreams. He often dreamed he was learning to swim so that he could see things beyond his little island home. Poor Filbert, he would splash about wildly in his dreams as water went up his nose and into his eyes and mouth. He would wake up in the middle of these dreams and waddle out quickly to dry himself on a towel. Filbert soon became afraid to go to bed without a bathing suit and towel. One day, as Filbert sat looking out his bedroom window at Lake Puddlesworth, he saw something unusual. It seemed unusual to Filbert, that is. A fish, much like Filbert, had jumped out of the water. As the other fish splashed back into the water, Filbert remembered how he had splashed about in his dreams and how water went up his nose and into his eyes and mouth. So he grabbed a towel and waddled down to the beach to dry off the poor fish. When the other fish did not come out of the water, Filbert waddled back quickly to his little house for his bathing suit, face mask, snorkel, and flippers. And before he could think about what he was doing, Filbert had jumped into the water to save the other fish. It was not until after he had jumped into the water that Filbert remembered he was afraid of the water. Filbert began to splash about wildly, as if he was in a bad dream. Suddenly, he had a funny feeling. A bubbly giggle tickled his belly, and he looked down to see the other fish that he had jumped into the water to save. The other fish smiled and said to Filbert, "Don't be afraid. I'm a fish just like you, and you can live in the water like me if you will only take off those silly things you are wearing. Won't you come and swim with me?" Filbert began to think about what the other fish was saying. He knew that the other fish was just like him. This is why Filbert had jumped into the water to save it. And now that Filbert had actually jumped into the water, he knew what it was really like. Because Filbert was only afraid of things he didn't know, he didn't have to be afraid of these things anymore. Filbert stopped splashing about in the water. He was feeling very silly in his swimsuit, face mask, snorkel, and flippers. So he took them off and swam over to join the other fish. Together, Filbert and the other fish swam away through the waters of Lake Puddlesworth and became good friends.
It's so boring lying around on this bed all day.
Well, it's nice and warm, and we get hugs every night.
Yes, that's nice, but I want more out of life. I don't want to just lay around getting flabby and fuzzy.
It's called being cuddly.
Maybe we should go on an adventure.
Where? This is the only place we know.
I say we go out into the wild and meet some real animals.
I've seen a train station in the distance. We can board a train there that will take us away from the city. Then we will be in the wild. Follow me.
About a big steamroller back in 1862. It was big and red and as fast like wind. I tell you that's the truth. All the people in town saw it rolling in on its big black metal tracks. They knew it was the only one they called Big Iron Jack, and it sounded like this. And the people went, and the whistle blew, and everybody said, and it sounded like, and the people went, and the whistle blew, and everybody said.
Is this the wild?
Looks like it.
It's cold out here.
And windy. Can I stay out here with you in the wild?
I live by the water and swim around in it. You can't even get wet. It says so on your product tag. Get away from me.
Can I stay with you out here in the wild?
Certainly not. You couldn't survive with a bright pink color like that. You'd be attacked by other animals and eaten in no time.
Can I stay with you here in the wild?
Who said that? Did you hear a voice somewhere nearby?
Down here.
You're too small to survive on your own out here. I might accidentally step on you. Why don't you just go back to where you came from?
Well,
My relatives in the wild say I'm too small.
My relatives in the wild say I'm too pink. It says on my product tag that I can't get wet. What do we do now?
well, I imagine that there's a child who misses each of you, with arms ready to hug you and welcome you back to that soft and warm bed in the city.
You're right. They'll be so sad if we aren't there at night. That's our home. Let's go back.